So in 1995, Anthony Waller, who, for better or worse, would create an American Werewolf in Paris, would give us what has now become a cult classic of sorts with Mute Witness. I don't know if many people have seen this movie when it came out on home video at the time, but I'd never seen it. This was the first time that I'd gotten it. There's a new edition from Arrow Video out, and this edition is a 4K HDR rendering of Mute Witness, which is an insane thing. This movie, you know, I think it may have been out on Blu-ray before. I think Arrow might have put it out on Blu-ray or somebody put it out on Blu-ray, but this is the first time that it's ever been on 4K to my knowledge. And the fact that it's on 4K is a testament to the physical media market right now. Um, this is an interesting movie for a lot of different reasons, and the first of which being it's got an interesting story that's been done a couple of different ways. So, Mute Witness is the story of a female makeup artist who is mute, who is doing a Russian production of a slasher film. And in the process of that, she accidentally gets locked into the studio one night where she inadvertently witnesses a real snuff film being made by a couple of Russians and doesn't really know what the heck is going on. Doesn't really know if she exactly you know, believes what she saw or not until they start to chase her and pursue her. And then she's pretty clearly begins to realize that something nefarious is going on in Russia. The reason I say it's been done a couple of different times is because that gimmick has been done in a couple of different ways in different movies. So in Hush, the leading lady is deaf. In Wait Until Dark, the leading lady is blind. And in Mute Witness, of course, the leading lady is mute. Now, here's the funny part about this movie. Marina Zudina, which is a heck of a name, who plays Billy Hughes, she's the main lead in the film, is actually Russian. And she actually didn't know any English, and it didn't matter because this movie was a movie in which she was to play a mute, so she doesn't talk throughout the entire film. Um, so little known fact, but this was a British, English, Russian co-production that I think was partially funded by the mafia, or the mafia had to be paid off for this production to continue, I believe. Um, it's got its ups and its downs as a film. Let me talk about the film itself first and kind of why I have issues with it, and then talk about the video and the audio quality and the special features. So the film itself, the reason why I kind of took issue with it, because when I started to watch it, it's a very highly suspenseful film, very well done. It's low budget, and you can tell it's low budget, but it's crafted really, really well. The issue that I had with it is that, you know, it's supposed to be a Hitchcock homage, but it's really not. It's a Brian De Palma homage. And I would go as far to say is it's like somebody that doesn't really understand what they're doing trying to create a Brian De Palma movie. Now Brian De Palma, depending on who you believe, you could say that Brian De Palma was ripping off Hitchcock. And so this is like the third generation of somebody ripping off Hitchcock through Brian De Palma. I just There's something about it to where I guess when you watch movies like, Dress to Kill or Blowout or things like that, and you just see some of the things that are being done in this movie being done so much better, and they're so much more well executed in those movies, that this movie to me is harder to enjoy. Although I liked it, I just didn't love it, and I could see where a lot of the inspiration was directly coming from in a lot of the movie. There's a subplot where Alec Guinness is playing this character called the Reaper, I believe, who is like this head of this syndicate, if you will, of people where you get the idea, it's never really explicitly stated, but you get the idea that they're making these type of films and selling it for big money and doing all kinds of other kind of criminal activities throughout the film. And you get the idea this is something they've been doing for a long time and nobody's really going to stop them in the end. The scenes with Marina Sudina are really, really good. She's a really good silent actress throughout this. And, you know, the tension in a lot of scenes is really, really good, especially in the apartment scene where they find her and you know, they're kind of like trying to sneak up on her. That whole sequence is great. There's a lot of forced comedy in the movie that's not great. There's a lot of extras, like co-stars in the movie that are not great. Um, Overall, it's a good film. Um, a challenging film though, if you know the source inspiration. So let's talk about the video. 4K HDR. Um, you know, the best that this is ever going to look, 2160p, Ultra HD Blu-ray presentation in HDR10. And oddly enough, it doesn't look amazing. It doesn't look great. It looks like a Blu-ray, and not like a great Blu-ray either. Not like a Blue Underground kind of Blu-ray or anything like that. Um, I don't know what the situation is with the transfer of this movie. I don't know what materials that they used to do the transfer. It doesn't really say on anything that I've seen on here. I don't know if they're using. I don't even know how, you know, in terms of it was how it was filmed, or if it was, you know, something that was just filmed that would not look good with a 4K transfer like this. But the picture quality in many like scenes in this movie is very grainy, very pixelated, very off. Um, and there's just no real way to get around that. Like, and I mean, when you talk about this film, I'm sure this is the best the film's ever looked. I've never seen it on DVD or anything else that it's been on, but it's just not one of those 4K discs that just absolutely blow you away. The audio is the same way. It has a restored original lossless stereo soundtrack. That's what's listed. It doesn't have a 5.1 mix or anything like that, and it's um, very flat and very low, and you have to kind of turn it up. So, I mean, this film, like I said, it has a cult following. If you are one of those people that have been waiting on this film to come out, if you're one of those people that love this film, if you're one of those people that love Hitchcock, um, and films like that, then I could 100% see buying this film, because this is the best that it's ever going to look. Um, you know, otherwise, it it seems to me like this would be a really hard film to put out, because I'm willing to bet that the source material was not great for this, just based on what I know about the film. Anyway, Arrow release. It's got a ton of special features on it, and I watched quite a few of them. It includes an illustrated collector's booklet featuring new writings on the film, an image gallery, versatile sleeve, double-spaced fold-out poster, trailers, scouting footage, original footage with Alec Guinness, filmed a decade prior to the rest of Mute Witness, The Wizard Behind the Curtain, which is a brand new visual essay by author and critic Chris Alexander, who we know, original snuff movie presentation produced to generate interest from investors. The Silent Death, brand new visual essay, brand new audio commentator by the writer director Anthony Waller, brand new audio commentator with production designer and composer, and the moderator by critic Lee Gambin. Optional English subtitles, restored original lossless stereo soundtrack, like I said, and the 4K restoration approved by director Anthony Waller. So, Mute Witness. It's a suspense thriller. It's from 1995. It's got that aura to it from that time period. If you're into that kind of thing, then I suggest that you give it a look. Um, it's an interesting film, one that's hard to love, but not hard to like. So check out Arrow Films, Arrow Video. Check us out over at deadpit.com, Into the Pit, Into the Dead Pit, over at Instagram, on YouTube, all the different social media outlets. I'm Uncle Bill, and thank you.
Give us the thumbs up.
Up your butt.
Like, subscribe. And if you subscribe, here's something else you can do. Once you subscribe, you can click the bell notification, right? And it'll notify you anytime that Dead Pit puts up new shit.
Or don't. I really don't give a fuck.
I want you to. I want you to.
I don't care.
Let's keep our community growing here on YouTube.
I don't like it. I don't want you to do nothing.
Listen, they need to do that.
No, don't you dare touch it.
Thumbs up. Subscribe. And click that bell.
There's all kinds of wonderful shirts over at shop.deadpit.com. Simply the best horror shirts. On TeePublic, there are others, but they all suck. You can get some Dead Pit Radio shirts. You can get Last South on the Left. The Hills Have Eyes. Texas Chainsaw. Oh, wait, you can't say Texas Chainsaw. All kinds of shirts, folks. You're gonna love them. Shop.deadpit.com.
Thank you to all of our supporters on Patreon. Dead Pit on Patreon.com is the only place to check out a complete archive of the old Dead Pit radio shows all the way back from 2005 on, in addition to the midweek shows, fan commentaries, exclusive podcasts, and much more. Dead Pit on Patreon.com if you're interested. Tiers start at only $1.